is Steve Witkoff speaking with, Mr. President?
A top person. Don't forget, we've wiped out the leadership phase 1, phase 2, and largely phase 3. But we're dealing with the man who I believe is the most respected and the leader. It's a little tough. We've wiped out everybody.
Donald Trump just hit the brakes on striking Iran's massive oil hub at Kharg Island, and the reason why is sending shockwaves through the Middle East. Washington isn't just looking for a temporary ceasefire. They are actively hunting for a new leader to install in Tehran. In a stunning leak to Politico, US officials admitted they are in a literal testing phase to engineer what Trump calls a very serious form of regime change. The ultimate goal? Find a pragmatic insider willing to hand the US a massive, exclusive deal on Iranian oil. And Washington already has a prime target in its crosshairs.
No, not the Supreme Leader. We don't. Well, nobody heard of the second Supreme Leader, the son.
Are these direct?
Nobody. We have not heard from the son. Every once in a while you'll see a statement made, but we haven't. We don't know if he's living. But the people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President,
I can't.
Mr. President, I know you've deployed.
Because I don't want him to be killed. Okay? I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President, you've deployed.
Nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants that job right now, you know? Nobody's exactly looking forward to being the head of that particular country, but perhaps we'll be able to solve that problem.
Meet Mohammad-Bagher Ghalibaf. At 64, he's currently the Speaker of Iran's parliament. But he is no ordinary politician. He is a trained military pilot, a former national police chief, and a hardline ex-commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The White House reportedly sees him as a hot option. The alleged US playbook is ruthless. Watch who rises to power in Iran's fractured system. Test them, assassinate the radicals, and prop up whoever is willing to play ball. Officials are even comparing the strategy to how the US handled Delcy Rodriguez in Venezuela to secure oil flows. But Washington's master plan might be severely underestimating its target. Galibaf is a quintessential regime insider. He was instrumental in brutally crushing Iranian student protests in 1999 and remains a fierce loyalist to the Islamist order.
They must know that we will no longer accept this cycle of repeated war. This must be the correct perspective. The threat to the Islamic Republic and the region must be removed in order to break this vicious cycle. There should be no threat of war, and they must not do this. This is our clear and unequivocal demand. Therefore, calling for a ceasefire only to launch another war a few months later is unacceptable. I repeat, we do not seek war. We do not want to wage war or destabilize the region. In fact, we want to establish security in the region and prevent this from happening again.
Galibaf has already fired back, publicly demanding the humiliating punishment of the US and Israel. He claims this entire leaked narrative is a desperate psychological operation by Washington to manipulate crashing global financial markets. So, is America actually flipping a top Iranian general? Or is the White House walking blindly into a high-stakes trap?